Hello, today I'm going to be talking about the backend prototype for the xAPI project. We're working with image comparison elements where there's a slider and you can reveal different amounts of two images. So looking at the database structure here in this ER diagram, you have almost everything is separated out into different tables. So you have a table for users, objects, contexts, actions, and then a separate table just to store the statement in case we ever need to look at that. So I wanted to separate everything out because that way, if you have a bunch of actions that are done on the same object, you don't have to duplicate the information in the objects table. You don't have to duplicate the information in the context table. You don't have to duplicate the user a bunch of different times. You can just have one for each instance of it and just link it up to different actions. Now each action is going to be unique, even if it's identical in every way to another one, just so that we have a record of how many times the user has interacted with different objects. It's important to know the quantity, not just that they've interacted at least once in a certain way. You need to know if they've done it twice or 3 times. So that is the main reason for all of that. And then some of the stuff is specific to the image comparison element. Like this duration is the main thing. That's how long they spent moving the slider. So until they take it from the beginning to the end, it's how long they spent since they started until they finished. And then lesson and activity refer to like where in a course this is going to be. And duration could have been stored in its own table, but would create problems because you could have an action that's otherwise identical. Then you want to store the duration again. You could duplicate the action just by storing a new duration. But then every time you look at an action, you would have to search through the entire durations table to see if it appeared with multiple durations, which would be pretty inefficient for select statements. Now looking at the actual database, first we can look at an example insert statement. Look something like this. So we're inserting into users, into the user mbox field and name, user6@mail.com, and the person's name is Jackson. Go on that. You can see it shows up right here. Jackson, user6. Now, the select statements are the most important part because they're going to power the back end, or the front end, I mean. So if we wanted to select the user, just look at their name, could do a statement like this, get a result with the person who has this user mailbox. And if we wanted to get more complicated, it's getting closer to a statement that would be used, we have this. And this is just joining all of the tables together, starting from actions. So everything's going to be joined onto actions. It's going to return all of our data, and it just gives you all of the information about any particular xAPI statement, essentially. Now, this isn't going to be used that much because each user is just looking at their own information. So have to modify that statement a little bit. You get this third statement where you're joining everything together, but then you're only selecting a specific user. And that's going to be very important because we only want to give a person their own data. So here you can see we get 2 results. It's both from the same user, and this is the main statement that's going to be used to give a user their information and get everything that we need from each statement. So that's it. Thank you.